So, just as I'm all about the Ford Philanthropy Mobility Foundation grant, and then first and foremost, this is a grant opportunity, and then it's different from loan. It's way, way different from a loan application. Okay, so the Watson Institute and Ford Foundation are making this grant available to everybody across the globe, irrespective of your location. Although they have certain specific locations interested, but if you are also applying for this grant, you'll be sure to get it, irrespective of your own location. So quickly, presently, the time here is 5:03 a.m. in Nigeria, and then this is the best time I could possibly go live and then bring this grand opportunity to you, because now there's less noise. My own kids are asleep, and then I believe this is just the best time to bring up this opportunity for you all. So, without wasting much of our time, I would share my screen and then we can all see the grant application together. So I'm going to present my screen now and then we'll see it together. Okay, so this is the grant application. For the purpose of this live section, I've actually filled in some of those fields so that I could have seen ahead what some of the questions are like, and then I could be in the best position to explain how they expected you to answer the question. But before that, let's just look at what the grant is all about. So this is my own page. The Ford Philanthropy Mobility Fellowship application are excited to continue their work in supporting impact focused leaders. Notice the impact. So that means whatever you are doing, even if it's for profit or not, you should demonstrate the impact that your business, your social enterprise, your non-profit organization is having in your host community and then the world at large. Impact focused leaders and entrepreneurs like you. So in your application essay, you should demonstrate how you are a leader. Understand? And then so they said if you are interested in more than one impact fellowship, do not submit multiple applications. You can indicate your interest in other fellowship in your initial application and we can explore the best fit for you during the application process. Okay, so I personally got the invite to apply for this grant application, possibly because I have previously applied for some of their opportunities before they are to the learning institute or something. But I could remember that Ford Foundation sponsored a certificate training program for myself and others to apply for this grant. Okay, so presently I'm in step 3 of 3, which shows the first 1, 2 step was just all about you, about details, your name, your country, your contact number, your email address, so that they can have a means of them contacting you. And the peradventure you are not through with your application, you would be asked to input your email address so that they could send you a link for you to continue your application anytime you deem fit. But remember, this application closes January 12th. So as you are eating for the holidays, going about your going about celebrating the season, remember that you have an application to submit before January 12th, 2025. So this is the essay question. This is a part whereby you need to focus on and then pay attention to this section as you go on. Here they ask, what is the name of your venture or project? So the name of your venture or project could be entirely different from your business name. Could be entirely different from your social enterprise, especially if your business name doesn't really show what this project really needs. Okay, so mine, I had to name my Farmers Harvest Right. Farmers Harvest Right. Anybody looking at this name now will know I'm talking about farmers, I'm talking about their harvest, and I'm talking about ride, maybe a means of transportation. So when did you start working on this venture? My own venture is like what I would term the idea stage. So I imputed 12, 20, 2024. That was the exact day I started this application. So, and then you'll be further asked, what is the current stage of your project or venture? If you are not sure what your current stage is, please indicate not sure. So the good thing about this application is if they ask you any question and then you are not really sure about what you should input, you could basically select this not sure. Okay. But I said research, I have identified a focus issue area and have conducted substantial relevant research. Okay, my project, basically, let me tell you what my project is all about. My project is to assist farmers, giving them fertilizers at a cost. Because remember, this is for entrepreneurs, so you should show that you'll be making profit at a cost. And then I am also going to help them move their farm produce to the rural markets where they will be selling them. As we know, that is one of the major issues most farmers face. In fact, when you get to the market and you're saying, "Oh, why is this thing cost?" They will tell you, "Oh, don't you know that the price of fuel has gone high? Don't you know that to move some of this produce from where they are actually harvested down to you here is costly?" So all of this affects their prices. So this is what I want to do for farmers to help them carry out some of their logistics issues so that they could only focus on having a bountiful harvest, you understand, and then moving and not to worry about moving some of this produce to the rural markets closer to them or even further away from them to sell. I think was it not on Saturday I was on my way for a concert and then I saw oranges. These oranges are already spoiled, and this is a huge loss to these farmers. Imagine moving your produce to a market where you intend to sell, and then at that point, the produce are already bad. Like, so that is a loss for the farmers in terms of their logistics, in terms of even what they put into the harvest before those produce could be harvested. So all of these issues are what my business will tackle. If you are following me along from this now, from what I've said, I've able to identify a problem and I've able to provide a solution. So there are other things that you can select, like maybe idea, develop a basic concept and plan. I could even further say this because I've already discovered a basic concept and plan. Or if I say customer discovery, I'm leading discovery conversations with my potential market. I have a usable prototype within the next, you understand? So which specific area of impact does your venture focus on? So among all of this, although being Ford Foundation, you can know Ford is about cars impact. So if yours is directly on transportation, then go ahead and fill it. Probably you are looking at ways by which to empower people through some cars. Maybe you want to do something that has to do with something like boats, like Uber. You can go ahead and fill up that. If it's maybe to move workers to their day or to their place of work every day so that they don't get late to work, so that they are not tired or exhausted before they could get to work, and then all of this also can affect their productivity at work. You can go ahead and fill in transportation or mobility industry as your own industry area that you'll be focusing on. Okay, so you can select that. But for my own, I selected agriculture and value added production. So because of our time, I will not be looking at all of that. I'm just going to be looking at the ones that concerns my own projects. So in what countries does your venture create impact? Nigeria. Are you legally incorporated? Okay, so this legally incorporated, they mean are you legally registered? Is your business incorporated under the body in your country? For Nigeria, it is the Corporate Affairs Commission, that is the CAC. So mine is legally incorporated, so I select yes. If yours is not, select no. If you are not sure, maybe you registered the company for ages and you cannot even remember, can select that. And then if you're in Nigeria and then you want somebody that can help you register your business to legally incorporate it with CSC, I do that. So you can get in touch with me, leave me a comment, or send me an email at fryheinz@gmail.com. That is FREINEINS@gmail.com. So, or you can basically leave a comment that I want to register my business with CAC. Then I would reply and then we can pick up the conversation from there. If yes, what country has select Nigeria? What type of organization is your venture? Mine is for profit. Although I have a non-profit, but I'm not going to use that. So for profit, and then if it's for both, for profit and non-profit, I could even select this, yes, because sometimes I have a small mini garden. I do give out some plants, I do give out some seed free to people. So I could select for profit and then for non-profit. What is the total amount in US dollars that your venture has raised or hint to date? Please enter the figure below. So I only selected $300. If you have raised money for your venture, what kind of funds have you raised? From sales. If it's from grants, if you've collected a grant for this particular venture before, select grants. Please provide details about the financial supporters of your ventures. Remember, I selected sales. They're not available if you've received grants. So they are particular if you have received it. How many full-time paid team members do you have? I said two, just myself and sometimes my logistics. So two. How many part-time? I selected four. Some people that also assist me one way or the other in dispatching, in handling some of my deliveries to the logistics whenever they come around. So I selected four. So does your venture focus on mobility, transportation, or accessibility? This includes solutions that enhance, remember, the movement of people, goods, and services, improve public and private transportation systems, increase access to essential resources. Okay, these essential resources, probably you are looking to throw the maybe ambulance line so that people can call your number in case they have an emergency and they need to move their loved ones to the nearest hospital. If you want to create that, yes, you can go ahead and do that. Create alternatives to physical travel and more. So you select yes if your venture focuses on mobility, accessibility, I mean to improve. So remember mine also focus on transportation, so I selected yes. If yes, please elaborate. Okay, notice there's a word limit, 250 maximum characters. Characters like each characters now. So that shows you that they don't want a lengthy question. It's not words now, characters. So if you are to count each of these words now, I have 85 years, so I have not used up to 250. So I just did this for the purpose of this training. So I said provision of trucks and minibus to aid movement of goods and reduce produce spoilage. So if your project is also similar to mine, just go ahead and copy this and then you edit and fill it up to 250 maximum characters. Ensure that you have characters that are up to 250. Share any relevant websites, media articles regarding you and your venture. So if, let's say you've shared about this project online, maybe on your Facebook, that is why it is important to share your project, your business online. So you can just go ahead and even copy the links and input them here. Okay. Why do you consider yourself a strong candidate and an ideal match for the mobility fellowship? Okay, remember there are a lot of people that will be applying for this grant, not only you. So you can include a personal story and concrete examples from your past experiences that not only demonstrate your fit for the program but also showcase your passion for the venture. So I wrote that here, yes, dad, because I'm going to tell a story here about my father. Okay, I grew up basically on the farm. My dad was a farmer, a cocoa merchant, and I can remember then in the community he was the only one who had a nine, we call it a 911 truck, like a big truck that could move farm produce like cocoa and the likes to Lagos for sale. Then also go to the north sometimes to bring in onions to our area. It was the only one. So you can imagine a whole lot of people that are depending on this truck at that particular moment. You understand? So these are the kind of stories that are personal to me that I would love to tell here in this application. For example, if yours is talking about providing ambulance for emergency cases now, you could talk about the fact that many people have lost their life just because of mobility. Imagine a woman in labor who needs to get to the hospital on time and then start calling people begging for neighbors, and then maybe this neighbor says, oh, I don't know how to fall in my vehicle, oh, my vehicle is faulty, and then this woman needs to get to the hospital to access emergency healthcare services. You could tell that story. Or probably yours is about how workers get into work and then at the end of the day, they are not productive and they've wasted their time inside traffic, or they've wasted their time looking for buses to get them to work. You could tell the stories here and then find a way to connect your story back to your project idea. You understand? So find a way to connect it back. So for the ambulance to now say, okay, this is the reason why you are bringing this off for them. You can even go ahead and put as far as uh, in the long run the impact of what you're about to do. So tell that story there. So in 2 to 3 sentences, describe your social impact venture, your main activities, and the positive change you aim to achieve. So this can include your mission, your theory of change, your product or service description. So planting of variable farm produce, ensuring that farmers have a bountiful harvest through the provision of fertilizer, ensure that farmers get their produce to the nearest market before it gets spoiled, to reduce wastage of food. Even food getting wasted is not a good thing. I could imagine the number of people that could be benefiting from foods that are not spoiling. You understand? So all of this, include them there. They said only 2 to 3 sentences. In fact, I love this application. They don't want lengthy answers. Okay. Describe your progress and impact to date. So what have you done to date? You can include dates, statistics, figures. So gotten an additional fact. And okay, remember these people, like they are not situated in your country. So when you are mentioning locations, be direct in Lagos State, Nigeria. I've gotten maybe 1,000 square meters. I've gotten maybe an acre of land. I've gotten a cluster of farmers who are interested in my services. I've gathered a survey from them, maybe out of 100 farmers, about 20, that statistics there. So what progress have you made? That is what they want, your progress and impact to date of your project. If you are the one in Lagos and then at the end of the day they were so happy, they were this, they recorded maybe 80% profit compared to previous years of experiencing like 100% loss on their farm produce. Improve that there in your answer. So this next question says, what are your ventures objectives for the upcoming 1 to 3 years? And in what ways do you anticipate? Thinking of removing. Okay, I cannot do that. Okay. Okay. So take good care of yourself and then do have a wonderful day. Keep enjoying yourself. Stay safe. Bye, everyone. Love you.